Hi Aries, this is your horoscope for December 2014 with me, Lada from astrolada.com, and this is for everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in Aries. And the month of December will be more supportive for Aries than the previous months ahead, because so many good planets are entering into another fire sign in Sagittarius. And fire signs support each other. When there is a planet in another fire sign, they kind of give a surge of energy, but in a smooth way, not in a way that stirs up conflict. They give you an inspiration. So there will be the Sun there, Mercury and Venus, especially till around the middle of the month. After that, the energy will shift into your 10th house. But for the first 10-15 days, there will be a strong support for Aries, for their plans, for their goals, for their inspirations. And particularly, things can go really positively for those of you who are planning to travel somewhere, because the 9th house is the house of foreign travel. Those of you who have interactions with foreigners, those of you who are involved in business with foreigners in some way, those of you who are involved in higher education pursuits or any kind of educational pursuits, because 9th house rules the expansion of the mind, of learning new things, of opening your mind, of embracing new points of view, which can help you see the bigger picture, which can help you see new opportunities. It's as if your mind starts, it's as if your mind expands and the scope of your understanding deepens, and you might have like aha moments or eureka moments. And during those first 10, 15 to 20 days in December, you might have a realization about the path on which you're supposed to walk. You might have like an inspirational thought, or someone tells you, an advisor or mentor can give you some inspirational thought which leads you in the right path in your life, path of more fulfillment, path of more meaningfulness. And if something was troubling you till now, when the 9th house is triggered, the last 10 days of November and the first 20 days of December, those troubling times start making sense to you. You understand the bigger picture and why they happen. You see the puzzle and how those difficulties you had to overcome fit into the puzzle of your bigger picture. So expect some kind of expansion of your mind, and out of this expansion of the mind comes more hope, more understanding, more faith. And that's why you feel more supported. This fire energy supports you in many endeavors and helps you be more hopeful and plan for the future. The 9th house is the house of the higher mind, and you can plan best when you see things from a higher perspective. And because of this, it's great time now. If you get any idea, any inspiration, write it down, because this thing can help you improve your life, whether it's in career, whether it's in personal happiness, whether it's in outer personal life. But now is time of ideas, time of inspiration, time of good advice that you can receive, which will set you on the right path. And particularly positive for you, Aries, will be the days around the 4th, maybe a day or two before the 4th of December, maybe a day or two after, when Venus and Jupiter, the two benefic planets, send to each other really harmonious aspects. So you can be more lucky around this period, the first week of December. You can be around the 4th in particular. Some of you might even play the lotto if you want, but I don't usually encourage such kind of games of, such kind of speculative games. But still, in any kind of speculative business, if you have to invest in something, if you have to, play a little bit more of a game with something, you'll be more successful. And you just generally, there is a sense of more luck around you around those days. And especially if you're Aries who are born, from around the 9th to around the 13th of April, you can feel this beneficial influence. Anything that you start around that time, if you're born on those days, so if your ascendant or moon is from around 90 to around 23 degrees in Aries, it's going to be successful, it's going to be smooth, harmonious, easy. And some of you might even have some romantic experience, like a good date or a flirty conversation, or even a relationship bringing a lot of satisfaction and inner happiness around that time, because those planets, Venus is the planet of love and Jupiter is the planet of opportunity and expansion, and it's particularly helping Aries. So good time around the 4th of December, and more lucky period, and some creative ideas that you have. You might have some ideas, some inspiration, creative ideas, which will be very supportive of your path. Some business if you want to do, it's a good time again. And again, after that, around the 14th of December, it's auspicious time for Aries. Again, those born from around, with ascendant and moon from around 19 to 23, 4 degrees. For all areas overall, but particularly for those of you, or those who are born, from around the 10th to around the 14th of April, basically, they will experience this more positive influence of the Sun and Jupiter around the 14th of August. So this is a great time again for business opportunity, for career opportunities, for doing something important. If you have important business meeting or important personal life or relationship meetings or appointments, these will go very well and smooth. So plan around those days to do some important and good things, because the luck is on your side and you have more inspiration, more support from the universe overall. And around the 8th of December, you are particularly, there can be some important things happening in regards to information that you receive, in regards to some communication, some business connected to administrative paperwork, to arranging something administrative. This is a good period to do it around the 8th of December. And another big thing that is happening in December, Aries, is that Jupiter, the planet of luck and opportunities, is starting to move backwards. Till now it was moving forwards in your 5th house of inspiration, of creativity, and then from the middle, basically from around the middle of December till April, for almost 4 months, Jupiter will be moving backwards in your 5th house of creative ideas and children. What does it mean? That some creative idea that came to you, some idea, some inspiration, some opportunity that came to you in the past 3-4 months, even if it was just an idea, now you might have the chance to revise it, you might have the chance to expand on it, to work on it, to make it happen. Because Jupiter is a planet which makes things happen. So even if you had some idea a couple of months ago, which you didn't think you have the support or the environment or the needed resources to do, now when Jupiter starts moving backwards, starting from December till April 2015, you might just as well get all the resources to the needed information or whatever it's needed for you, or the right conditions to make this idea happen. And those of you who have their own business, who have more freedom in their career, where they can implement more creative ideas and new ideas, they will benefit the most from this kind of a retrograde Jupiter movement. Or another thing, 5th house rules romance. If you met someone within the last 3-4 months, and now you can deepen this relationship. You can, Jupiter going back, you can revise these affections and emotions to a loved person, usually a lover, usually in a dating scene. And you can deepen the connection, or someone can come back to you starting from December, someone that you renew the relationship with in the past few months, or someone you just met. You can have the chance to deepen it, to expand it somehow. Or if something good happened into the life of your child, maybe some new opportunity into the life of your children, which appeared in the past 3-4 months, but it hasn't taken shape now. Now Jupiter turning retrograde in your 5th house can mean that your children will have maybe this opportunity will come back again, or they'll have the the abilities to implement it, to implement these new good things and opportunities, and to work on them and to make them happen in the next 4 months. And another big thing that is happening in December, it's a very happening month, is that Saturn, the planet of testing, is changing sign. It changes signs every 2.5 years. So from your 8th house, which is the house basically, some of you might have had some financial troubles in regards to testing periods, in regards to mutual finances with a partner, business partner, Saturn is moving away from this 8th house. So these financial issues will kind of decrease and they will ebb away. It's like they're almost like resolving themselves. Or if you are fighting some addiction or some overpowering compulsion, because 8th house rules those things that have more control over us than we have over them. That we do not, basically addictions, obsessions, intense feelings, someone controlling you, someone, putting you in a situation where you're feeling kind of tied down and blocked, in some sense. When Saturn moves away from your 8th house, these issues start resolving themselves, and Saturn moves into your 9th house for the next almost 2.5 years. So gradually from December onwards into 2015, you'll start seeing that the areas of testing, which Saturn usually likes to do, go into a different area. Saturn likes to restructure something by deep observation, by deep analysis, by sometimes bringing even a crisis situation or a test. And this test will come to you in regards to ninth house things. Ninth house rules father figures and mentor figures. So you have to be like more careful in relationships with father figures and mentor figures. Ninth house rules high education, and Saturn transiting there will mean some of you might get very much serious about studying something, about expanding their knowledge, about higher education. And Saturn moving there also means that it will be more demanding on you. It will put more pressure and responsibilities on you. But if you work hard, you can handle. Maybe you want a new degree, something like that. And ninth house also rules your faith system, your belief system. And Saturn will restructure it over the next 2.5 years. You might have like a crisis of faith even, starting from December, but you might not feel it immediately from December. It might take a few months for you starting to feel it. And this means that you might have start doubting your belief system, what you believe till now. And because Saturn wants you to believe in something more realistic, more practical, which is more constructive and productive. If till now you believe that, the universe, whatever belief system you had, that money grows on tree or whatever, you might realize now that these are kind of childish ideas and you have to, start planning better. Or maybe you had a different belief system that God is very punishing, and Saturn there can help you, or that the universe is very punishing, or that your life overall is bad. So it will change your point of view within the next 2.5 years, your belief system, how you see your role in life overall, how you see the universe is supporting you. Anyway, so let's see what else is happening for you, Aries. So these are important things, and those of you... Oh, I forgot to mention a few other days. Around the 15th of December, there will be a square. Uranus and Pluto create a square aspect, which is tense. So around the 15th, actually leading a few days to the 15th, and maybe a week after that, a week before, and a week after that. And some of you might feel it even the whole of December. There might be a little bit of tension because these two planets move so slowly. So they might take up the whole month forming the aspect, and the aspect falling apart after that. So the overall influence for December, it will be one of, because Uranus is in your sign, Aries, and Pluto is in your 10th house of career, and they have a difficult aspect from each other, which becomes exact in the middle of December. But the whole of December, you might feel some kind of a tension happening between your career, or maybe some boss figure, or maybe some management figure, some authority figure in your life, and your own needs. The first house is you, the 10th house is authority figures. The 10th house is your career, so there might be some tension happening between what your needs are and what the career requires from you, or what another authority figure requires from you. Or if you're your own boss, you can be like in a tension between what your career requires, or what responsibilities, your worldly responsibilities require from you, and what you want to do. So you have to resolve this conflict. Usually difficult aspects are more creative ones because the person needs to become more resourceful to solve the tension inside them. But there is definitely a tension, and especially those who are born from around the 31st of March to around the 4th of April, they will feel definitely this tension of push and pull, of more intensity around them. Something is demanding more from them than they're willing to give, or and you need to work on this somehow, and especially around the 15th of December, it's advised to proceed a bit with caution. And then, okay, so this is what I see for you, Aries, this month. It's interesting, there is a lot of support coming from the good planets in your 9th house, the fire sign, which supports Aries. There is some inspirations that come to you. You have some very lucky days, like around the 4th and the 14th, and some more tense period overall for some people, especially the ones that I mentioned. you know, those born from around the 31st of December, 31st of March to around the 4th of April, those who have their ascendant or moon from around 10 degrees to around 14 degrees in Aries. They have to be the ones who are more careful this month because of the Uranus-Pluto square, which affects them directly. It can create some big, proper life changes, like totally big life changes in regards to career, in regards to personal path. Some of you might totally, those born in the days that I mentioned, can change a career, can change some big aspect of their life, can change their path in life, their course in life. So thank you very much, Aries, and I'll see you next month.